Lottie, you see Kai flitting about the room, a flurry of calculations flooding across their visor as they rapidly tap into their holodeck, muttering to themselves. Liquid xenon, no, too dense, it would dissolve everything. Potassium could stimulate growth, but a chemical compound appears projected on the wall of the facility you're in, growing rapidly as it is fueled with something you can't quite make out. You feel fear blossom in your heart as you see Kai move towards the main computer. My personal processing is insufficient. I require the use of the onboard systems. And Kai sits down, without permission, taking control of the entire system before you hear a brief, "Oh no, this will be distressing." Welcome back, everyone, to SRS Polaris.
What the fuck, Gum? Matt,
Sure,
what
it's
the
fine.
fuck?
As we start our sessions, SRS Polaris does feature some instances of flashing lights, audio-based jump scares, and monstrous sound effects, as well as difficult decisions that could be triggering for some. If at any time you are uncomfortable during our gameplay with in-game events, please step away. We love and appreciate having everyone here, but your mental well-being comes before any silly game that we play. So, last we left off, Kai was doing humor and opened the door as Yarlin was pushed back by a flood of water from a nearby hallway. Slamming into the party. The water continues to flow from the room. What would you all like to do?
Mara just dives in. She's like, "Woo!" and is just like floating on her back like a sea otter would. Just like,
Okay.
and it's just like, does anyone need help? This is actually pretty comfortable for me, but I'm happy to help out if anyone doesn't know how to swim.
Yarlin is just gonna grab onto this thing right here, just like holding on as the water like tries to pull him past.
Okay.
Is the water strong? Like, does it have a current or like pressure, or it's
The
just
water-
like flooding?
So it's flooding out of the space. It doesn't have as much pressure as it originally did, but it was filling the hallway ahead of you.
Okay.
And the pressure has been lightly relieved, but the height of the water is retained as it continues to leak out of pipes. Mira, as you're moving through the murky water, you feel something brush up against your leg before it begins to grasp at you. The slime of its touch is offset by light claws that drag against you.
Problem?
Kai doesn't react the way most people do. Like, their eyebrows do go up, but you just see, kind of not expecting all of this to happen, their visor like flashes red twice, and they very quickly just push the button again with their hand. Close the doors.
Wait, is Mira already through, or?
Yes?
Oh, Mira swam through?
That isn't what I meant, but if Amira can be all the way on the other side.
Yeah, so it's up to you. To actively like immerse yourself and swim, you would have to be in the room.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like pouring out enough for us to.
No, like, as soon as the water came in, Kai would push the button again. Like,
Well,
Okay.
okay. Well, in that case, Mira wouldn't have time to swim over. She only has a swim speed of 20 feet.
That's fine. So you still have this moment as you look down, and there is an unconscious, uplifted bear that is clinging to your leg.
Oh, geez.
oh.
Mira'd like to take a look at it, make sure it's like, is he dead? Is he infected? What can?
She is definitely dead.
Oh no.
Fully armored in a suit of power armor. A suit of powered armor. The bars that are on the upper left portion of the armor indicate that this is the body of the captain of the vessel.
Oh,
No.
Towards the engine.
What
And
is
Mira
she-
will relate that, saying, "Yeah, was the captain." And she's going to lean down, and if her eyes aren't closed already, shut her eyes and go, "I don't know what customs you preferred, friend, but may Pharasma lead you to a life free from fear and won't, to another land where you can be free to eat as many salmon and honey as you want."
Why would a captain be all the way back here? Like, is the bridge that way? I thought that was where the engines were.
Yeah, thought the same.
Can
Maybe-
I look a little closer at the captain's power armor? And I'm curious if did they run out of oxygen in the suit, or how did they?
They are not wearing a helmet.
Oh, that was not smart.
Yeah.
So they weren't anticipating being flooded with water.
I mean,
No.
can Mira check if drowning is how she died?
Yeah, go ahead and make a life science check.
Not medicine?
Check myself. Medicine check. Yes, go ahead.
Come on, new dice. That's a natural one.
Uh-oh.
Not off to a good start.
You know, you really got to ask yourself, like, why would you put on all this armor and
Yarlin will like kind of kick the armor a little bit.
but not put on your helmet? What are you doing?
They probably
And-
wanted to look cool.
That's stupid.
Yarlin,
They look dead.
as you kick the armor, you hear the gears begin to whir as the battery reconnects,
No shit.
and the suit itself has regained power.
The old percussive maintenance.
Kai, do these armor have any type of recorder, camera, anything like that?
That is, I would like to check and see if there is any way I can access any cameras or logs in the armor itself. I would also like to see if I can speculate what the captain was doing down here. I would assume they were somehow attempting to go to the engine controls, but Voice in the Sky may correct me.
Okay. Make a sense motive check. Android to understand the motivations of the captain.
I was more thinking computer layout, or like, this is gonna...
You do have access to the layout, so it is a much lower DC than it would be.
Well, that would be a 6. I am an android. I do not understand organics very well.
So, what confuses you the most, based on the layout you have, the only destinations within range are the engine bay, the trash compactor, or the escape pods. The escape pods are more easily accessible through the maintenance tunnels than they are through the engine bay.
Voice in the Sky. When we flew up, did we circle around to check if the escape pods were launched or not? Did we get that on any scans?
I don't think it was discussed, but
Yep.
with Kai's scans, 3 of the 4 escape pods remain.
Which means presumably somebody got out.
Someone got away.
Hopefully we can increase those numbers. Mira, shall we take a look on ahead, since you and I can more easily traverse these waters?
Perhaps we should make a target of our intended destination. I do apologize, Yarlin. And Kai is gonna go up and token spell to, like, basically blow dry Yarlin.
Yarlin is full suited up, like helmet on and everything.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yarlin,
Darn, I
talking
was gonna make you super fluffy.
Oh god, damn it!
I'm just gonna yell.
Full of regrets now.
But Kai will go. One moment, please, before we progress. And they're going to, like, hold their hand in front of their visor, and one of the honeycomb shapes of neon teal is going to just break off. And they're going to turn their hands and start to, like, make it multiply and multiply and multiply until there are 4 small honeycomb orbs kind of floating in front of them, and say, I do not have any reason to believe this should cause you discomfort or harm. However, and they're going to shoot the 4 over around each of you, and you each now have life bubble.
Ooh.
So,
Yarlin, like, lifted his arms. See how it works.
I had it up and then I scrolled, and now, of course, I can't find it.
I feel that.
So,
Yep.
Life bubble, you surround target creatures with a constant shell of movable 1-inch, tolerable living conditions customized for each creature. The shell enables targets to breathe freely in a variety of atmospheric conditions, including corrosive, thick, thin, and toxic environments, as well as underwater or in a vacuum. It makes these targets immune to harmful gases and vapors, including inhaled diseases and poisons, as well as harmful gaseous effects. It protects you and your equipment from temperatures between -50 and up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit without having to attempt fortitude saves, as well as extreme pressures. So, my organics will no longer be harmed by melting mercury.
How long does that last?
That...
like 1 level.
10 minutes per level or 1 hour?
No.
Per level.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I like that.
That'll
I
be
like that.
Here.
Fuck you, voice in the sky, no cloud kill for you. We'll live forever.
I'm really happy about that because, like, my most powerful offensive spell uses fire. So it's like,
I am down 1 spell level, 1 spell casting. However, this should keep you safe.
Always
Speech, Kai.
thankful, Kai.
Oh, yeah, thanks, guy.
How about we don't make any more jokes?
Garland raises a finger and never mind.
And we go upstairs and try to get out of here with whoever is alive as soon as possible, because this place is creeping me out.
I shall pause my attempts at those subroutines.
Thank you, Kai. And I will start moving forward, shield in one hand, and and go up the stairs.
Blackscale, does the power armor, no interest in that? You look like you're about the same size.
No, I really like my claws, and I'm already a little bit packed with a machine gun in my back.
Understood.
I do believe the power armor will help counter that weight. However, it is your choice.
Is the armor better than mine?
What is your currently equipped armor?
I have a Cell Pro.
I don't even know if anyone can use it yet because
Yeah, you might need to.
it requires like more proficiency. It's its own proficiency.
I have a level 2 heavy armor.
Yeah, power armor proficiency is like its own tier.
Oh,
Okay.
let me see. Weapon. No, I'm mostly specialized in weapons.
Fair.
Oh yeah, the duration is 1 day per level.
Nice.
So we're good.
So you got 4 days.
I
need
support this. And it will take time for me to change the armor, so I just want us to get out of here as soon as possible. In about less than 1 hour that it took us to get here, a lot of people died.
Okay.
So
You're heading towards the med bay?
yeah.
We not want to see what is on the other side of this water.
We got the layout right, so we should know
Yeah.
what's
That's
down
the
that way.
engine. That's the engine room.
It is the engine control room.
Is there anything that we need in there? We need to access the engines, get them. Would it be helpful to get them up and running, maybe provide power to the ship?
I believe the engines would drain power from the ship should we activate them.
It really depends on the engine and their power source, but I mean, we can just always go check and see if the med bay has power. If the med bay has power, then we don't need them. But if it doesn't, then we can go back
Much
and do
of
it
the
then.
power from the ship is being drained by the medbay. Perhaps there will be survivors there who can tell us more about the ship.
Yeah, I think we should prioritize the survivors.
All 9 of them. Though at this rate there may only be 3.
Interesting
Can we please
math.
try to be
Interesting
positive?
math.
Interesting
We're-
math.
Yeah, we're trying to save as much people as we can, and I don't know, find. I don't even know if I'm interested in the money anymore, which coming from me is a lot.
Hmm.
Do we have any idea, like, relative location of the life signs?
Yeah, they're in the med bay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we're headed there.
That's why we're headed there.
And Matt, I didn't want to interrupt, but I would run my grubby little rat hands through the pockets of that armor if there's anything.
All right, grubby little rat hands. Make me a grubby little rat hands check.
16 for grubby little rat hands.
16 for grubby little rat hand.
What do I add any modifiers to my grubby little rat hands?
What's your perception?
Perception is a +10, so 26.
Okay, so you find all of the things. All right, so in a block labeled "Thanks, it has pockets," you have the brawler frame, which is at capacity 18 out of 40. You find a cred chip that has 5,900 credits on it, a portable gravity field, a keyhole rift rifle.
What?
Yep, it's a really fancy sniper rifle.
Ooh.
And you see markings like they were carrying a very heavy weapon that does not appear to be with them.
Holy shit, that rifle's insane.
When I told you guys that you went in the wrong fucking direction,
That's
I was
perfect.
not
I
kidding.
went from 1d10 to 3d10. Oh, also on the critical, I corrode things.
Nice.
Amazing.
So Yarlin's gonna look at his rifle, look at the other rifle, just dump his on the ground. Be like, nah.
This
We got
seems
some,
to be
amazing-
useful.
Look, it's keyhole, like you.
Well, let's hope it help us, because if we face another one of these big ass things, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to, GM, if we move on, need you to move me up the stairs because Tailspire is not behaving for me and I need to exit to main and reboot. Or
That's fine.
restart it.
Reload.
Okay.
Where am I? Oh,
Please assume that I am following.
okay. I'm gonna go ahead, just like stopping on each corner, picking around the corner, and then moving up.
Okay. So, can you, Black Scale, can you go ahead and make a survival check for me, please?
Okay. Survival. D20 for this. Oh, it's not that good. It's a 12.
Okay. So you see trace bits of the liquid mercury from the other creature that you encountered that appear to be left as markings throughout the hall where something has been splattered.
Okay, and it's been splattered on the walls, on the floor.
So there are splatter marks here, and
Okay.
the trail leads from upstairs leading down,
Okay.
with the largest impact of the splatters being pretty much where you're standing.
Okay. And I'm standing on it. Is it doing anything?
Nope, it's not making any kind of movement or anything.
Okay.
It is just present.
I'm gonna tell the team, let's just be careful in case one of those big assholes is around here.
Can I examine the splatters? Is it the same thing that we encountered below, or does it seem like something different?
It is the same material that you encountered below.
And does it trail beyond like the place of the stairs? If I continue moving forward, just like about here, does the trace move, like go somewhere around here?
So as you reach the top, you can see right about here, there's a small impact, and as you look up, you see traces of mercury along the ceiling. Whatever was here dropped down on a creature and then was hammered into oblivion.
Okay. I'm gonna really tell to the team like there's fight signs here, and I think it was probably the captain, because it seems it was bludgeoning and not like laser damage or anything else.
It seems she was a formidable foe.
Yeah. And she died fighting, which is also good.
Wait,
Not dying would have
drowning?
been better.
What did you say, Arlen?
I thought she drowned. And she took off her helmet like a dumb idiot.
I took a look. It could have been drowning. It could have been before. It was honestly, with all the fur, it was difficult to tell.
Wow. Oh, okay. No, okay. Good to know, Mira. Good to know.
Yarlin says no more med checks for you.
Too much fur, huh?
One would
Love
think
their
you would be
puppy.
rather adept at examining things through fur.
Here's the thing: there aren't as many furry species in the galaxy as there are non-furry species, and I don't spend a lot of time with other Brinari, so I just have to deal with, weird fleshy things like you. Not you, Kai, or you, Black Scale, or okay, you know what? I guess none of us are particularly fleshy, huh?
Yeah.
I do have flesh. It is synthetic, but alive.
Well, there you go.
Neat.
Kai, why don't you guide the way, let us know where the medbay is?
So from
Guide.
where you are,
Not go in the front.
the med bay is through this door, and this hallway leads to the crew's quarters.
Medbay it is. Everyone agrees?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
You go into the crew's quarters anyways?
No, I just don't understand this map.
That's fine.
We need to
So
open the
the
door.
med bay is through this door.
Okay.
Yarlin, do you want to do your magic?
Yarlin walks up and pushes the button.
I'm learning.
You're learning, and the door opens easily in front of you. You have arrived in the main hall of the SRS Polaris.
I wanna check if there's any more of those mercury splatters or if I smell any blood.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
I'm rolling really bad. It's a 16.
Okay. So there are bits of mercury that you can see spotted throughout the hallway, with the largest groupings here, all over this pile of debris. And in the distance, you see a couple barrels with mercury markings from creatures climbing over top of the barrels.
And if I check the ceilings, are there any vents or any similar thing above the mercury markings?
There are. You can see a few air vents that appear to align with where the highest concentration of dropped mercury is.
Take care of the vents, everyone. I think they're moving through them.
Blackskin, want to give me a boost real quick? I can poke my head in there.
Let they not be advised.
Yeah, how about we try to avoid them?
Okay, but what if we put some grenades in there?
That will likely draw them to us once they explode.
Okay.
So
Though I appreciate your creative thinking.
So I know they're not, we've determined that they aren't magical, but Mira would still like to cast Detect Magic down this hallway just in case. I believe is a
Okay.
60-foot cone. How does? Yeah. Thank you.
60-foot
so-
cone stopped by walls, etc. Right?
Let's see. It says you detect all magic spells, effects, items, and objects, including those in effect units, you can see, as well as hybrid items in the area. It doesn't say anything about being blocked.
Okay.
No, it
So,
says you can't
as-
determine if there are magic sources in areas you can't see. Okay.
I'm sure it is
Okay.
blocked.
So, nothing in this hallway radiates as magical to you.
Okay.
The debris piles, do they look like they were caused by damage? Or are they barricades?
So, the bottom of the debris pile looks like things broke. Whenever a fight broke out, something happened and the ceiling collapsed down to the floor. There have been additional things that appear to be strategically piled on top that don't belong in this space.
Kai, when you access the computer, is there any weapons room where I could probably get more grenades around this area?
We were in the... Oh, yeah. There is a weapon storage. However, it was just past where we encountered that creature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't need more grenades then. Okay, so medbay to the left, right?
Medbay is straight ahead through the
Okay.
bulkhead door at the opposite end of the hallway.
Okay, so I am going to move here which is next to the mercury stain, that it's like in that gray corner square.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell everyone to go around me, like to kind of cover them if anything drops from there, and to wait for me before the next stain, which is the barrels at the back. Just like a bit of a
Okay.
kind of a military advancement, strategic kind of thing.
I will look for buttons and not press them.
Very much appreciate your tactical awareness, Blackscale. Thank you.
Press
When they
all.
pass, anything drops, we're fine.
So, are you making perception checks as you go, or are you just...
Oh, I am very much looking.
I'm staring at
Okay.
the vent.
Now that you say that,
I mean, yeah, now that I'm asking that.
I mean, I did say I was looking for buttons, but that does mean I am looking around.
That's fair. As you get close to the debris pile, Kai,
Something small has appeared.
Oh no!
Oh, there are multiples of them.
oh, they're adorable.
they are
Yay.
adorable, aren't they?
Oh, fuck, and there are a lot.
3 small creatures come scurrying out of the debris pile as you pass close by. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, but what if we just talk to them?
No!
I don't
You
know.
You could make an attempt to talk to them.
Yarlin is just stunned.
I feel like Kai would talk at them. Oh, there are small things. Hello. Are you friendly? Are you
There's the small mercury things.
They are
Gelatinous
small mercury-covered things.
things.
Real quick, Matt, I'm not mad at it if I did, but did I get that far past them?
Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't go close enough to trigger the creatures.
No. Been training with Blackscale to stay close to walls to avoid these things.
Kai's just triggering everything.
All right, so what do we have for our initiative?
Oh, I want to go first, but I won't. I got a 7.
I got a 7 too.
You got a 17.
Mira got a 4.
I got a 3.
Okay,
We were really not ready for
we're
this.
doing great.
Yeah, Rafala, like, frontlining this.
It'll be fine. Wait, did
there-
Blackscale and I tie?
Yeah,
Yes.
Initiative modifier?
that +1. I think you're higher.
Yeah.
I'm tanky, I'm slow.
I know. I'm not talking any shit. I appreciate you standing in the way.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you have your new laser thingy.
Oh, yeah. God.
I am so glad I am right up against these things. This is exactly where I wish to be.
Yeah.
I bet it is. And
That's where
if it makes you
technomancers
feel
love
any
to be.
better, they go first.
They
Of
go
course they
first.
do. I rolled a 3.
Oh no, they go before any of us, which is great.
I love it here.
And
Why was that? They got a good roll.
Mira,
Hello.
can you make an intelligence check for me?
I can certainly try. Where is my intelligence? Actually, though,
Where did I leave my intelligence?
where is
Where
my
is my mind?
Yeah, I know I've got a +0. That is a 15 on the die.
Okay. So you see movements between these three creatures as they appear to be communicating in some form. And just as you get a sense of what it is they are attempting to accomplish, one moves forward to engage Kai, while the other two move away.
These creatures appear to be far more intelligent than we anticipated.
Well, there's a hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
talks to
Kai.
them.
Does
Yeah.
a 13 hit your KAC?
I actually don't think it does. Hold on. No, it does not. Yes.
Okay. So
We
this
win these.
little ooze comes skittering up towards you, and you see it launch a pseudopod out of its chest, trying to slap at you. But it does not appear interested truly in engaging in combat. And it is now Lottie's turn.
Lottie will look at Kai and say, Kai, step back. And then I am going to do like a really mean glare, and like all of the lights on my body like flash this menacing red as I attempt to demoralize this creature if it can't be demoralized.
Okay.
That's a 24 on the intimidate check.
Yeah, so as it swings at Kai, it sees you and it's just like, and the ooze of its body begins to lose a solid shape as it kind of melts into a little scared puddle.
Okay, so it is shaken for 1 round plus 1 round for every 5 by which I beat its DC, 15 plus 1.5 CR.
Okay.
And then that's a move action. Standard action, I am going to snap my fingers, and this like small ring of electricity will try to form at its feet, and I'm going to need it to, well, it doesn't have to make the save yet. It will have to make a fortitude save if it tries to move.
Okay.
That is
All
my
right,
turn.
and that brings us to Black Scale.
Okay. So, knowing there's a hive mind, I don't trust them leaving. So, I am going to grab my shrapnel grenade.
Okay.
So I am going to move here. Wait, let's see. I'm gonna move here. And I'm gonna throw my shrapnel grenade. She's
Okay.
a level 3. So the save is 10 plus the level of the grenade, right? 13.
Yep.
Plus
The-
2
the-
from my feet.
I believe.
Okay, so 15, and it's reflex.
And it's reflex.
All right, so first roll. Nope. Second roll. They both fail.
Okay. So they take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And they are impeded. For the embedded weapon, I don't Pathfinder who this. But yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Which brings us to Yarlin, our little mouse buddy.
Yarlin is gonna remember what Black Scale said,
Okay, so take cover first, because you're no use to anybody if you're dead.
and then I'm gonna make a stealth check to try to get this thing flat-footed. Yeah, that's 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna roll to hit flat-footed. I don't know if I target KAC or EAC, but
What
It's-
damage type?
I'm looking at the sheet right now. It says S.
Flashing, so it's KAC.
Okay.
Okay, so you hit.
And I do. This much damage plus 4. 27 damage plus 4. 31.
Why do I keep inviting you places? And the ooze curls into nothing as the shot from your rifle pierces the mycelium center of the ooze.
Oh god. And that's my turn.
All right. Mira, there is a completely obliterated ooze in front of you now, and 2 others out in the hallway that are attempting to escape.
So you said that those other 2 turned to flee before I could really figure out what was going on, right?
Yes, they were communicating in some form, but you said your ability takes 10 minutes, right?
Yes, that does.
Okay.
However, mind if I ask a out of character question, which is,
Yeah, no, go
I've
ahead.
got a spell that helps me with culture checks. Would a culture check help me with anything and figuring out what these things are or what they could want?
I'll allow it, yeah.
Alright, so Mira is going to cast Comprehend Customs on herself, which takes a reaction,
Okay.
and then is going to essentially just trying to figure out, well, I can read the spell. It says, grants a +2 insight bonus to culture checks I attempt during the duration, which is 1 hour. The insight I gain might help me greet someone properly, how to eat without making additions, mess or insulting my host, and in addition, it can help with diplomacy checks.
Okay. So,
And yes,
and it's a reaction to cast that?
correct.
Okay. So I will say that using that while they are communicating, the 2 creatures that fled, they appear to be what most folks would have as a survey group, some form of reconnaissance, and they probably would not have come out if Kai hadn't passed that close to the debris pile.
All right. And Samira's going to say, I don't think these things are that dangerous. They're just watchers. I don't think we should waste our ammo on them. Especially if it's a hive mind. Whatever it is probably already knows.
But then what is it going away for? Wouldn't it try to stall us? They might be trying to prepare some kind of trap up ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kill them all!
Let Pharasma short them out.
Is there a way I could try to understand if I think there is a hive mind, but is it forever connected? Or do I think this is a shorter range communications? They might need to return to a hub in order to communicate to the larger hive mind.
Given their interactions and what you've gained in Mira's telepathic communication, there is a strong chance that it is not an always-on connection.
They will need to return in order to further communicate with the hive mind. They are not always connected. We may wish to dispatch of them
Okay. Did that check? So I haven't used my action yet, right?
Nope, that's a reaction, so you're good.
Right. So Mira will go up to the debris pile and try to take a shot at the closer of the real colonies with her pistol. Her
Okay, go
forked
ahead.
Pistol. 3. That's a 9 to hit.
The 9 unfortunately misses.
Alright. In that case, that is Mira's turn.
All right, and that brings us to Kai.
How damaged do these appear from the grenade?
They are hurt but not bloodied.
And I
You
assume
are aware that 34 points of damage can obliterate one.
yes, that however was not how much the grenade did. And let's see, how far away is this one? All right. Is the farthest one 50 feet from me?
The farthest one is 35 feet.
35 feet. All right. First, Kai is going to look at Lottie and say, "You still need me to get back."
Don't put yourself in unnecessary harm's way. That's why we pay for protection.
All right. And then they will just step around to kind of line up a better shot. And they're going to pull out their arc static pistol and do a shot at the farthest one. Unfortunately, that is a 5.
Unfortunately, a 5 is not enough to hit.
I assumed.
Shock.
And you see these little ooze creatures slip through the grate, heading towards the maintenance hatch. And that's where we're going to take a brief ad break.
Oh.
As always, ads don't do anything for us, but they do allow folks to join us ad-free, and we swap over to our Be Right Back screen to make sure that you don't miss out on any of this amazing storytelling. So, we'll be back here in just about 3 minutes, folks. Alright, so as the ooze disappears around the corner into the maintenance hatch, are you giving pursuit? Or are you letting them go and making your way to the medical bay?
Which door they took out? The end of the hallway one?
The end of the hallway
Yes,
would be the med bay.
Yep, end of
They
the
took
hallway
this-
med bay is here. And they went down the maintenance hatch.
Okay.
Which, Kai, you are aware that that maintenance hatch is, if you had continued climbing past the midway door, that's where you would have come up.
So back to the big boy.
Perhaps
Yes.
discretion would be the better part of valor, and we should try to put doors between us. The refuse piles do not seem to slow them down, but perhaps a bulkhead door will.
And there might be people hurt in the med bay, so we should really prioritize them, I think.
We could also
Yeah.
use the door as a bottleneck. It should give us a tactical advantage.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Let's move forward and let's move fast. That thing is kind of slow and I don't know how it does with climbing.
This little thing we killed.
Yep.
Is there anything left? Can I scoop up a sample?
Yeah. There is.
I would like to take some of the mercury, please.
Okay. Yeah, so you can take the mercury, and there are the roots of the mycelium, but the central cluster has a rather large bullet hole in it.
Looks at it. Looks at Yartland. Well done. Yeah.
Gets them every time.
We'll collect a sample. Every time.
Okay.
Out of 1.
That's every time.
This is technically correct.
The best kind of correct. You taught me that.
I am glad you are learning. And Kai will look for a button on this door, but will not press it.
Okay. You do not see a button visible on the door. However, as you all get closer, I will allow. At the end of the
I don't
hall,
like this.
Why are you
coming
like
out of
this,
one of
Mac?
the grates.
Why are you like this?
I'm sorry, I put down the wrong creature.
Oh, here he comes.
Look out.
Here comes the boy.
An ooze hits the floor, the metal of the ceiling snapping as it crashes down, spreading and trying to fill the hallway. Pipes rupture as it flings its miasma and eats away at the metal. Peeling off the base of the ooze, a face stretches out into the air, chomping towards you as it hastens its pace.
Matt.
With a hiss of the bulkhead door, it opens, and you hear a crackling voice over the PA system. "Move it, soldiers! Down the stairs! Do not let that thing touch you!" And a heavy click follows as the PA system shuts off.
Everyone out.
I am not a soldier, but I will acquiesce.
Now's not the time to get technical.
And
I always
Kai
has
will
time to get
run through the
technical.
door, but then turn around to look at Lottie.
Assuming that we are still because big threat, that I can have my Solarian stellar mode active, then I
You're good.
am a little speedier. And
You're good. You are all close enough to get in before this creature can get close to you. Like, that is its movement in one round. I do want to take a moment, though. So I love Tailspire, because this is a large creature. When I put it down, the map shakes.
God.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Skirting through the door, you hear it slam shut behind you as smoke begins to billow through the cracks. Hissing and popping, the ooze is eating away at the metal of the door. Scurrying down the sets of stairs, a table scattered with papers sits in front of a sealed ISO tank. Red light shines within, lighting 8 barrels, labeled genetic replication. The light from the ISO shines grimly on a door to the right labeled morgue. And electricity fills the air as lights in the room go out. And the banshee shrieks from beyond the door.
Don't like that.
This bodes well. Do we see anyone in this room?
You all have dark vision.
Yeah.
I also have 20 feet of normal light cast out.
Oh, right. There's a hiss in the darkness that sounds like the opening of a container. Metal clangs about before a small motor starts running. A gentle glow abates the darkness, coming from a trio of pods at the back of the room, followed by budding light from the ISO tank. Emergency lights hop on underneath an elevator opposite the large tanks as it raises up towards a sealed chamber. A small table of growing plants sits against the far wall, lit by a dim light from an air vent.
As soon as Yarlin heard that shriek, is just immediately bolting for the air vent.
Nope. Get me the fuck out of here. I'm going back to the ship. You're on your
Reminder
own.
that they are likely in the air vents.
Ah, fuck.
You may
Yarlin,
hold my hand if it will make you feel better.
Thanks.
We'll reach up.
Blackskeel's gonna move a little bit forward. And it's gonna try to find the life signs that Kai said they were gonna be here.
Okay. So as you're looking around, the PA crackles to life again. You don't look like ooze people, but I'll stay where I am if you don't mind. And a trio of knocks draws your attention to the morgue door.
Okay.
Through a small window, you can see a female Lashunta holding a CB mic. The surgery suite can decontaminate you, and gestures towards the elevator. Clean yourselves up first, and then we can talk.
I'd like to roll a sense motive.
Go
They
ahead.
are protected, but we can acquiesce.
That is a 20.
A 20. You can see her face as she's talking to you. She seems very truthful. She is well protected in the morgue and is not going to open the door and talk to you if you can't prove that you're not contaminated.
Yeah, the stepping into the surgery suite was the part that Yarlin was concerned about.
Mara's
Okay.
going to say, "All right, friend, that's fine. We'll just go over there, and then we'll come back, all right? We just got here. But we'll be right back after we get decontaminated. Sound good?"
Are there 9 of you within the morgue?
No, there's just me in the morgue.
Were there 8 additional as of 20 minutes ago?
There are, and you see her tapping at her wrist. There are 2 others that I can see. There's a 4th, but he's weird. He's contaminated. He has to be.
Are you
I
aware that you
see.
are draining most of the ship's power? That seems a very selfish thing.
Perhaps, but I want to live, and I have the controls.
Mira's gonna put her hand on Kai's shoulder and go, "We'll talk about this after we get decontaminated. All right?"
All right. Heads towards surgery because you do have to, sterilize yourself to do surgery. So, yep, that tracks for Kai. Gives Yarlin's hand a little squeeze, no little tug.
Yeah, okay.
This is stupid. We're risking our lives for this person, and we have to obey them.
What other options do we have at the moment?
They're in a panic state, Blackscale. I can understand their reservations.
And imagine if you were in that position, because we kind of are.
I would also like to know that you all are not contaminated in some way. This would be of peace to me.
We wouldn't be in this position if we weren't trying to save them.
See, that's
We
what
could
I've been
have
saying.
been out of here, 2 hours ago.
Blackscale's making a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'll turn to the Lashunta. Can they hear these conversations?
Oh, yeah.
That is a good point, young one. If you wish to escape this vessel, our ship is likely the only way. You can't stay in there forever.
No, but long enough. Just
Long enough to.
I don't want
start.
any more of that happening.
I'll rinse off as you ask, but you should probably play nice if you want to hitch a ride out of here. We are the only transportation you are going to find.
Long enough to starve, I guess. And I'm gonna start walking to the breaking room.
Okay.
Kai will lean over to Blackscale and say very quietly into their ear, I am sure I could open those doors. Do not tell her. And we'll go to clean up.
Yeah, like this. Like I think half the party is like lockpick central. Let me in.
Yeah, Mira goes to open the door.
Are you all squeezing in at once?
I'll wait with Kai.
The doors close around you as an
Uh-oh.
automated voice begins counting down. Steam bursts around you from all directions as a grid of lasers scan everyone in the space. After a few moments, there's a small chime, and the doors leading into the surgery suite open.
I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna try to check if there's any, like, med packs, anything that we can use for ourselves.
Okay. So go ahead and make a perception check for what's in the room.
Okay.
And is everyone else joining?
Yes.
I'm going to wait in the decontamination chamber for the rest of the party.
Okay.
Mira
It's-
got a 26.
It's a 18.
Damn, okay. Alright, a 26 and an 18. So, looking through the surgery suite, there's a large machine on the left that's hooked to a container of the genetic replication material. The screen flashes, showing prints for an Isoki lung, with a small box that says, "Please confirm print." A shelving unit with open containers of scalpels, a preserved hand, scrubs, and gloves sits against the back wall. Leaning against the box of scrubs is a book marked "Jokes with Surgical Precision." Clicking and clacking, the surgery table turns on and begins its preliminary checks with a life pod at the far end that reads out a report. Status empty. No life support required. Systems prepared.
Mira
So
grabs the
nothing-
joke book.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing that I'm interested in, so I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna check. Is the pod actually empty? Just give it
The
a
pod
look.
is actually empty. And
Okay.
it looks like it has enough supplies to fully restore one person.
Okay.
That's handy, but maybe for later.
Yeah.
Kai will
Yarlin.
step in.
Yeah. What's up?
Do you need a lung?
Let me check real quick.
And he'll like put his hand down his throat.
No, I got two still.
Is the spare hand a Yusoki one?
The spare
Oh.
hand is not. The spare hand is a human hand,
Might be a little
well
large
preserved
for you.
in a small jar.
Yeah. Plus, it's
Kai will-
won't clash with my fur.
Kai will step into the decontamination chamber and wait, and while doing that, pull up their holographic interface and start trying to chit-chat with the computer again. Figure out what's up.
Okay.
Figure out, wanting to be able to open any doors if this Lashunta gets uppity, but also not doing anything yet. Just want to know what
Nope.
the options are.
So as soon as you all have made your way through the contamination chamber, the door to the morgue opens, and a woman steps out. It's like, I'm very sorry. My name's Nimash. I was the assistant to the chief medical officer, and, well, after what happened to him, I wasn't particularly keen on more of that.
What happened here?
I assume that you've encountered those things, the little ooze creatures.
And the large ones.
Yeah.
There are large ones.
There's
Very
one right
large.
outside.
And they're worse.
Is there
I don't-
another way out of this room?
I don't want to ask, but are the things in those tubes? Do they
Related.
look like things we've seen?
The tubes are
the
empty.
3 tubes. Oh, okay.
The 3 life tubes are empty.
What happened here? Is this something that came aboard? Or is it something that you made?
Well, so we had someone join us. He supposed to be a renowned scientist, but he seems foolish and in pursuit of something uncalled for. Levi Parson, he's a very strange man. And Lottie,
Did
that
you
name
say
immediately rings a bell.
Levi.
Yes, you're not associates of his, are you?
Nope. We were just passing by and heard the emergency call.
Matt, real quick, sorry to interrupt.
There.
But I would like to try to take this upper ground over here to sneak past her and go into the morgue and look around while they're talking. Garland does not trust.
Okay, like walk around up here.
Yeah, and then just like go around the outside and scoot down over here, maybe somewhere to like sneak past.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me, please.
Okay. 31. Or sorry, 32.
Yeah,
How big bonuses
Nimash
get
is
in
not
this game.
paying enough attention. So you are more than capable of sneaking into the morgue.
Okay. And I can search this whole place in 5 minutes, taking 20 for a 30 to look.
Or a 30 to look.
Yep.
Okay. So
Disgusting.
I will get back to you on that. That is gross.
Absolutely.
Disgusting.
So Lottie,
I approve.
Yes. Lottie does
she's like,
recognize the name. And did you say Levi Parson?
yes, he's been here, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. He had something he wanted to study, and, well, and she gestures to the life pods. They're one of the best ways to study a creature while maintaining some semblance of life, and, you know, specimens are quite hard to come by.
Hmm.
Do you know this person, Lottie?
Only by reputation. They are a biologist, I believe, of some ill renown. They've been kicked out of a few other research groups for their questionable ethics.
Oh dear.
Great.
Something about wanting to create some kind of organism that they deemed perfect, whatever that means.
The pursuit of perfection is
Hi.
often the destruction of what exists.
Quite right.
Hi, you feel a glitch as your screens go blank for a second, and a fresh memory appears at the phrase of a perfect being. Something you can't access within your own head, but you know it's there.
Anyway, this is not someone that we should trust, and it sounds like they are the ones behind this. We should definitely remand them to the authorities after this, if we can indeed find them.
Are they alive? And I look at this person.
Yes, he has been moving about the ship and holding out her holodeck. She can show you an odd blip where she's tracking somebody moving through the ship that appears to have 2 brainwave patterns and 2 heartbeats, but moving in one space.
And where is it?
It is currently moving through the lower decks, through the maintenance hatches.
Okay.
Do you think that's what we encountered downstairs?
I believe that was one of its creations. I fear what would happen were he to find a way to incorporate techno-organics into these things he has already created. Mushrooms are adaptive and strangely brilliant.
Mira's going to turn to our Lashenta friend and go, alright, can you track the rest of the surviving crew members with that holodeck?
Yes, there are 2 others that I'm aware of at the moment. Both are in the crew quarters area. And please hold while a voice in the sky finds their names.
Kai, is there any chance that you can change them or turn off the help message from the station?
Or perhaps Namash has that access.
Yes. Kai is going to busy themselves tapping away at their holographic interface while Voice in the Sky deals with the various things we have thrown.
All right, so the 2 remaining people are Galeth Soap, who is an Isoki,
Who is likely in need of a lung.
and Olin Besoth, who is a hacker for the ship. And depending on how close and how much attention Yarlin is paying, Yarlin, you do recognize Geleth's name.
I figured that I was a little too far away and preoccupied with my
That's totally
scurrying
fine.
and scampering and searching.
She also notes that CMO Goodall, his body is up and moving. However, he is not alive anymore. He has been consumed by whatever creatures have taken over this ship. She also notes that it's been about half an hour since the captain's life signs faded.
Yes, we found him. My condolences.
Yes, Captain Gira was wonderful. Did you happen to find her hammer by any chance?
No, we found a rifle, but no hammer.
Was it a warhammer or a practical hammer?
It's a swoop hammer that she had custom made. It would be quite handy if someone were to get a hold of it, but not, and she just kind of gestures at her own frame, like, not something I would particularly use.
I think I'm the only one that was able to carry it because of their size, and I don't really like hammers.
They're quite brutish and aggressive for my taste.
But an important
Well,
symbol of
that
power
was-
in many religions.
Yes, that was Gira's life. If you could not bargain with it, you had to bludgeon it.
Words to live by.
Yeah, I like to rip it apart, but it's kind of the same thing.
Is this CMO Goodall, are they beyond saving? Is there any chance that we can reverse what has been done?
Their current infection rate is 92%. I'm afraid that it's beyond anything that we are capable of.
Well, you
Having
said...
a Having a specimen would not assist in your research, would it?
It could,
A
perhaps.
deceased
Do you
specimen.
have something?
Yes. Produces the mycelium with a giant bullet hole in it and a little bit of the mercury.
Okay.
We dispatched of this, just beyond.
Well, perhaps, and she will move over to this small incubation chamber and place what remains you have of it inside as the computer begins to decipher exactly what it is composed of. How long has it been that you've been here?
About an hour.
Kai is going to rattle off the exact amount of time down to
Okay.
counting the seconds. And 33 seconds. 34. 35. 36.
Thank you, Kai.
37.
And you see
Don't
Namash
think-
get a little
just-
concerned. I'm a little concerned, and to be honest, there's a chance that I have also been exposed. But I have not ventured out to this space to test it for myself.
Oh, great. You got us into the little room, and now you're the one that is sick. Makes total sense.
I don't have any symptoms. CMO Goodall lost large portions of his skin, and somehow the creature seemed to integrate with the gear that he was wearing and carrying. I don't entirely understand, but seeing an ooze pistol is not something that I thought to encounter in my lifetime.
GM, does the voice we're hearing match the voice that shouted, "Get in, soldiers"?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so she is the one that enabled the security protections on the door after letting you inside from whatever creature is out there.
Just making sure.
Double check.
Well, if we're going to get out of this place, I think it best to figure out a cure. If you need more samples, looks around, we can try to bring some back.
Can I just, while I'm trying to see if I can turn off the SOS message, I'd also just like to see if there's, the computer can let me peer through a camera to see if that ooze is still trying to get through the door.
So, you are able to, if you choose, turn off the SOS message.
I am able
And-
to disable the message. Would you like me to?
I think it's best so it doesn't keep bringing people into turning them into those biggest things.
I think it would be better to change it to a warning beacon,
Too.
quarantine.
Ticka ticka ticka. Attention, all passing vessels. This craft is dangerous. Please do not enter. There is an uncontrolled contaminant. This message will repeat. And that starts going out.
Okay. And, alright. Accessing a camera to see the creature in the hallway. It has shrunk away. And you can see that the door to this room is visibly electrified. Which you have established is very painful for these ooze creatures. It does, however, appear to be making its way towards the docking bay.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I have good news. I also have bad news.
The good news is the the loading bridge is collapsed.
Yeah. Does our ship close up automatically when we leave, or we just left the door open?
I assume you close the door.
There's a vacuum situation. We
Yeah, like...
sealed that shiz.
Okay. So if we want to get
However,
out, we have to go through that thing.
the door to our vessel is not electrified, as this one is, so it could simply melt its way through it.
So what do we want to deal with first? I think it would be wise to go and try to rescue those two in the crew quarters and bring them back here.
Kai is going to look at the scientist and say, "You will allow refugees to come here if we bring them, correct?"
Yes. Suppose they would need to check themselves for contaminants also.
And you will spend the energy that is being routed to this space researching the specimen and trying to find cures, not simply cowering. Yes?
And you see as she is shamed by this android. It says, yes, the
Guy's still smiling
the
very kindly.
The protocols are already running, so
how
it
about
will do
before
what
we
it is
leave,
intended to do.
you check yourself for contaminants before we leave you here, and then come back to another big mass of ooze.
And could you also tell me the early onset symptoms of infection? Do you know them?
They're rather typical. It's chills, headaches, things you would associate with a common cold, and then, well, Goodall's fingernail fell off, and then was replaced with an ooze finger, and large sections of his skin began glowing in this strange blue manner of, and gestures to the mercury that's inside the container.
Nice.
Do you understand their communications?
No, they do a weird wiggle, and I have not thought
Oh yes,
to
you have
address
not encountered the
oozes
large
do not
ones,
usually
have you?
think. Other than
If you hear
whatever
the
is
sound,
outside that door.
please lock everything down.
I can do that, yes.
Because, yeah, I encountered a malevolent intelligence that is linked to at least some of these creatures.
I believe that would be the Levi, which Lati has heard of.
Makes sense. But
Yes, if he managed his goal of integrating with the creatures, then he would bring his sentience to bear.
Do you know what these were originally?
Originally, when he arrived, he had this cluster of mushrooms that he was obsessed with, and they had its own life containment system, and He used and gestures back to the research that is the research pod that's going through the sample you provided, and used this to provide a suitable mixture of chemical protection. He tried a wide array of things, but was unfortunately, or fortunately, unsuccessful. Did you know that liquid xenon will dissolve most things it comes into touch with?
Do you have any of that?
I assume Kai flinches when they hear that. Is that a familiar statement?
It is not a familiar statement to you. It is, however, a familiar statement to Lottie. As
That
you
could be
see
handy.
once again Kai running through the room calculating.
Dun dun dun.
I wish I did, but unfortunately he kept a locked supply of what he brought. It was only when he started using mercury that he had some semblance of result. Mycelium appears to keep the mercury in a fluid state almost regardless of temperature. It changes the chemical compound, somehow adjusting its freezing point.
Well, these four are protected both from heat and from cold.
Well, that
So
is...
do not be afraid to use that fire spell again.
That is admirable for the group of you, but... And she will make her way over to the decontamination. And as she steps in, you hear, wait, weren't there 5 of you? As the doors close around her. Yarlin.
Yes.
What?
Oh, you are in the morgue. I'm like, I don't see you in the morgue.
I'm so well hidden. I hid from God.
There is no God.
No masters.
Mira just
All right,
looks
Yarlin
absolutely
in the
offended.
No, it's gonna be okay.
What happened?
All right. Immaculate white floors shine vividly in the harsh fluorescent lights of this room. A slightly blood-stained chair dominates the back left corner, next to a crate labeled part disposal. Closer to the doorway, there's a sample machine showing a last recorded blood sample for N. Stin, indicating a detected anomaly. A rattling door on the morgue cooler echoes off the shelving with assorted containers labeled as hazardous waste. Strewn about the shelf are discarded drink cans and food wrappers, an indication of just how long Namash has been holed up in this space.
That's good. You'll feel right at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing else interesting in here, right? And can I look at looking at that?
You are searching through all the containers, correct?
Yeah, if I have 5 minutes, I can literally search 20 by 20 area for everything.
Okay. So, inside the containers in the room, you find 5 tier 3 analgesics, 3 tier 2 counteractants, 1 tier 3 stimulant, and 2 tier 2 revitalates.
Yarlin will pocket the stimulants. He's got a problem. And did we get the
starting
You
to
also... You also, in this space, find a collection of snacks, including some cans of Quattro Crazy, your favorite energy drink.
They discontinued this before I was even born.
And notes about how to use the hazardous waste to make modified Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, so when I hear that she's the Lashunta's going into the decontamination, I'm gonna pop out with all my ill-gotten gains. And
did we get the Lashunta's last name?
I don't think so.
Because there's a contaminated sample in there that says Sten, and her name was Namashti or something like that, right?
I don't believe she provided her last name,
No.
but her name
Okay.
is Namash, and it does start with an N.
Can I quickly use my interface to access crew records and see if I can identify her full name?
You can, in fact, identify that her name is Namash Stin.
Hooray!
oh god.
So-
like the decontamination room, does it have any type of like panel that shows the information?
You want to spy on her while she's in the shower?
Yeah, I'm a creep, especially when mercury ooze is involved.
Drip, drip.
That's fair. So, you can spy on her.
No, but like more
As
than
she goes
more
through the-
than watching her is like
Yeah,
any
the
report
readout.
panel, any readout panel, any report panel that shows what the machine is doing.
Yes. Also, like, when you all went through, you are audibly cleared of contaminants. It is announced to the room.
Okay.
I don't think Kai would do this normally, but seeing Blackscale being suspicious and looking at this, Kai just wants to copy some of those reports and readouts and just store them away.
Okay. So, Namash steps into the chamber as the system whirs to life. She looks out at all. She's like, some people are just so afraid of these things or think it's all just smoke and mirrors. As the decontamination goes off, and a red light begins to flash.
Anomaly detected. Decontamination process incomplete. Recommendation: full purge of the decontamination chamber.
So
And
Then
Namash turns to
Blackscale-
look at the party.
Yeah. Blackskin is gonna look through the window. And it's gonna say, I'm sorry. And if there's like a button that they
Wait.
can press.
Please hold. She could still be useful. If I could remove her access to controlling any parts of the station, we could leave her to work on a cure.
I agree. They still have their faculties, and we should take advantage of that as long as possible.
And what better motivation than her own survival to find this cure?
So that means we cannot bring the people that we're trying to save here to know if they're contaminated too.
Does it matter if they are contaminated or not if we do not have a cure?
Put her back into the morgue and revoke her access. And the rest of the other two that we rescue from the crew quarters can be in this area.
Yarlin is going to step next to Blackscale and pull the charging lever on his sniper rifle.
I'm with Blackscale. I don't think it's worth letting these people be alive on the... What chance would you give it, Kai?
where
What
there's
chance
light,
would I
there's
give it,
hope.
voice in the
Of
sky?
finding a cure. Of finding a cure.
Yarlin, will you be developing a cure? You heard them. We are all likely contaminated. It's only a matter of time.
The machine said we're not.
We passed the test, and
This
at
is
this point, if
It
we...
could have lodged in your lungs
When?
Yeah, well,
when you inhaled when the mercury was burning.
Look, I wouldn't disagree if you threw me out of the ship if I started using mercury. Like, survival is more important, but
looking at the computer working on this sample, what are the odds, do I think, that there could be a cure and that she could potentially, if not find it, do enough that perhaps I could finish a process?
The odds of a cure coming out of the system that created the creature are 97%. You also know that it is currently actively running and requires no manual intervention. It will provide you with a report if it comes upon a suitable cure to separate the mercury from the mycelium.
It is highly likely we will be able to cure this. We do not necessarily need her help. However, if we find the cure, we could cure her.
okay.
Correct.
So adding that point with the previous point, and I'm gonna look at her and be like, do you agree to be locked in? And if you come out in any way from that room, I will stab you. And I pull out like my 5-inch claws.
She looks over the group. Says, well, technically I'm stuck here. The system will not allow me to leave unless you either push the red button or the green button. The red button will purge the decontamination chamber. The green button sets me free.
We're gonna set you
It's
free.
your choice.
Lock you in the morgue. And if there's a cure, we'll let you live. And
We
if
do
there's
not know
a cure,
if this contamination is airborne. We should leave her in the containment space.
yet we need
What
to
did-
bring other people and pass them through this thing too. So we need
Can
a
Mira
tool.
do a check to see if this person is still in control of their faculties now that we know that they're contaminated?
Yeah, you can do a sense motive check.
That's a 26.
26. Yeah, Namash seems very in control and is just kind of standing and awaiting your decision. She does seem like she has resigned herself to die in this chamber.
Mira will go up and go, Namash, what do you want?
Option
We can
A,
give you we can
kill
give you a quick death right now, or we could, or you could hold on for the chance that we can cure you before it takes over.
What kind of option is that? Who would choose to die immediately if there's hope for a cure?
You might be surprised, but that's not your decision to make. That's none of our decision to make but hers.
This is fascinating.
She kind of
Namash?
cracks a wry smile and she says, you know, hitting that button might drop me through the floor, but I swear you wouldn't be letting me down. And chuckles a little bit.
Take a can point that.
1
It's
point
like,
of psychic
I don't
damage.
wish to die.
Oh,
I
is
don't
that a
wish
humor?
to die, but I understand if that is your choice. Yes, there is no better humor than gallows humor.
How big are them? Like how tall and how heavy are they?
She's just over 5 foot and probably 170 pounds.
Okay. We can lock them
Like,
up
in terms
the
of
morgue.
physicality, you could definitely restrain her.
Blackscale, please leave her within the contamination space. We do not wish for this to spread. If we can help.
You don't even need the contamination space to be vacated until the other two are here anyway.
Exactly. And perhaps by then the computer will have found a cure.
Yeah, but if she turns before we come back, then we
press the eject button.
Yeah, we don't know that. We don't know if she is able to go through that and damage it completely before we can check the others. So, and if we cannot check the others or ourselves, no one should be leaving this station.
How likely do I...
Doors.
They've not gone through a door. They've damaged a door. How between a conversation with her and my own my own observations, how long do we think it takes? Because she said it started as chills and a fever, and then like a finger started. Like, it seems like this takes a while. It's not like a 5-minute transformation.
Yeah, and she could provide you that it took CMO Goodall, from what she could tell, around a week, and that's give or take a couple days for him hiding symptoms or missing symptoms.
We have time. Let us worry about the living.
Okay then, so do we need to do anything else in this room?
If anyone would like to provide comfort, I am not good at this.
And we'll walk towards the exit. Not leave, but walk towards it.
Oh no, me neither, bye.
Dylan also leaves, bye.
As you...
Mira...
Go ahead.
Just Mira will go up to them and go, do you follow a religion?
Not particularly. I believe that science can lead where religion cannot.
Okay, I've got a deity for that, if you'd like some last prayers, but if not, I understand.
I'm quite well, but thank you. I would recommend that if any of you are hurt, and she points to the life pods across the hallway, you can use those to restore a bit of lost health if you're damaged. And explains that by stepping into a life pod, you can gain the benefits of a long rest. However, each life pod only contains one charge.
I think we're all fine from the short rest, right? Everyone's full?
I'm down a little bit of HP, but not enough to use up one of 3 resuscitates that we have.
Is the analgesic, is that the health potions in this?
No.
Analgesic is like to counteract poison?
Okay.
No, it is pronounced analgesic.
Analgesic, sorry.
Okay, guys, you let me know when we head out and...
Okay.
Lottie, did you have anything else?
So, an analgesic.
Since this person has no affiliated religion, Lottie will just say, it is good that you have resigned yourself to prepare for the worst, but hope for the best, dear. You may still yet make it out of this.
I took your stuff, by the way.
And then just, yeah.
Fortunately, she will not need it within the decontamination chamber.
We cannot need it more
She
than
does
her.
have a chuckle. So analgesics deaden sensory input. So if you take or are injected with one, you're flat-footed for 1 round per tier of the medicine, and you gain a bonus to saving throws against pain effects for 10 minutes per tier of the medicine.
Okay.
And they were tier 2?
They were tier 3.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs to be amputated.
No thanks.
I have written down analgesic, counteractant, stimulants, and revitallants. I didn't catch all of the tiers on those, though.
Yeah, no.
We can figure it out later.
I popped it in chat.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Well, I think you guys should split that amongst you all. And Kai, why don't you take the pad with the tracking, where she was tracking all the life signs, so we know where everything is at all times.
Oh, Kai, you are able to integrate that into your onboard systems. Now that you can see where she is accessing it.
I would also just like to, before we leave, just whisper a little encouragement to the computer as it tries to find this cure.
Okay. It feels highly encouraged. And as you're making your way out, Kai, with access to the computers, you gain an environmental notice. There is an active fire in the mess hall. Please avoid main hallways due to smoke inhalation.
Oh, fuck. Yay.
I have good news, and I have bad news. The bad news is that there is a massive fire in the mess hall. Good news is you are protected from smoke and heat both, but you will not be able to see.
Okay.
Okay.
Stay close. Stay alert.
And as we leave, I would like, how much is electrifying this door draining station resources? Like, what is the big drain on the station resources to this area?
So the largest drain on the station resources to this area is the active life pods and resuscitation unit in the surgery suite.
Okay, so can I, if I power those off, they're not coming back on, correct? Can I put them in like a standby?
Correct. They are currently in standby mode.
Okay. Okay, so putting the electric barrier back up on this door to make sure that fuses try to melt their way through it is not going to be a significant system drain? Question mark?
It is not going to be a significant system drain.
All right.
Then yes, as we depart, I will re-electrify the door to ensure that these assets remain protected.
Okay. And
I believe
as
the
you
crew
do,
quarters are directly forward.
The crew quarters are directly ahead of you. There is the welcome center to your left, and the main restrooms to your right.
Do any organics
Anybody need to
themselves?
I think I did that when we saw the first monster.
Fair.
I am glad you went for a swim then.
God.
You see another message come across your holodeck. Main generator failure detected. Life support systems critical. Water purification unit offline.
I only have bad news.
Yarlin is like filling up his drink pouch on his suit to feed into his helmet. What is it? It's the Quattro crazy.
We're doing great. Is there any smoke in this section?
Yes. This hallway is filled with smoke, deepening as it goes towards the far end. So your environmental pings are down this hall to the right is the mess hall. You will pass the medical officer's quarters, the captain's quarters, and the navigator's quarters down that hall. And In this door to your immediate left, through the welcome center, is the processing area and then the main environmental controls room.
You are all protected with life bubble. However, the survivors are not. Fire is also a concern, but keeping life support on may be the greater one.
Can we not just turn it off for a bit and then let the fire die out and then turn it back on?
If you wish for all other organics on this station to perish, yes.
I mean, we can hold our breaths longer than fire can burn without oxygen, right?
We are protected.
I'm not worried about us. I know we have life bubble. Like, I get that. I'm saying that if there are survivors, they might go unconscious, but
They may not have
die.
environmental protections.
Why do people not wear helmets? Why?
Do I have access to the ship's intercom?
Yes.
Yet.
You now have control of the ship's PA.
I could warn them to hold their breath. This would also likely slow down the mercury creatures. We should name those.
They're mercs. Done.
Is there any way for you to warn them without anyone else in the ship listening?
No.
This is mostly to put out the fire, though. Like that. Do you know how to fight fires? I fucking don't. Can I just shoot it a bunch of times? Will that kill it? Probably
That will
not.
likely cause the fire to spread.
See,
I mean,
I'm
you've got
useless in this.
Water usually is good.
Unless it is a grease fire.
Or chemicals. There's tons of fucking times that you don't want to use water. You know what
I thought
puts
you
out
did not
fire
know
every
much
time?
about fires.
We should.
No oxygen.
We should.
No oxygen.
We should go and get them. Come back, and once we're in a safe place, do that. If we
Look at all
warn
this
the-
smoke.
How fast are life support systems failing? If it's critical, I assume we've got like minutes, if not seconds.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
It is. This is all a game of time. So in your current option, you can go and repair the environmental controls and allow the fire to expand. You can go deal with the fire and allow the environmental controls to fail. Or you can go and directly save the people, if that is another option you wish to choose, ignoring both the fire and the environmental controls, potentially dooming the station.
I vote we save the
But-
people. We can
Yeah,
we
I
can
don't
let
care about the station.
we can let the fire die out by the life support failing. Kai, you have life bubble. You can life bubble them when we get to them.
Can I multiple cast that? Is it a...
It does. It's not
I can't do that.
concentration.
Yeah,
We can just
okay.
cast it another time, or we can.
But
If we can find 2 sets of armor, we could just put them in armor, and then they have environmental controls. So
but we've
have
still
options.
got
We gotta find them.
others unaccounted for, and we've got what's her name
We have others.
in the decontamination center.
There's only 3 people alive right now.
But she knows where they are. There were
No.
9 by my count.
There's 3 people that she knows their location.
There's more than just that on this ship.
Look, with what's going on, I'm not gonna go around the freaking ship trying to find more people. This station is doomed.
Here's a thought. Let's take out let's do the environmental controls. No, let's do the life support, but then send over the PA, like, if you can find a spacesuit or armor, put it on, because life support's about to go out.
Right.
Right.
That should also put out the fire by doing that. And hopefully... Can I, if we go to environmental controls, can I use my interface to, like, look into the cameras in the halls and see if the smoke dies out, or when the smoke dies out, so I can do it as little as...
Since you know the location of the fire, yes. So as you head to environmental controls, we're going to head to an ad break.
Oh.
As always, ads don't
No
do anything
pressure.
for us, but they do allow folks to join us ad-free, and we swap to our Be Right Back screen so that you don't miss out on any of our wonderful storytelling. So we will see everybody back here in just 3 minutes. All right, and we're back. So, the Welcome Center is open to you.
Okay, let's go.
That's
Let us make haste.
And I will be checking for those mercury stains in the floor. Check ceiling vents.
okay. So, looking around this space, there's trash-strewn floors that make way to a collective of comfortable-looking chairs built into 2 separate shelves. Several televisions hum lightly in the background, playing the welcome video on a loop for would-be visitors. 2 vending machines buzz away in the far left corner, one of them with shattered glass and a collection of energy drinks sitting inside. The fluorescent lines shine brightly beneath a sign denoting this as the convenience corner. Air escapes the water cooler with a slight burble as you enter. Beyond the storage racks on the right-hand side of the entrance, windows overlook the Traveler Processing Center. Monitors remain dark in the small alcove, and sparks are just visible through a secondary door. Back here.
I'll grab Jarling before he goes for more energy drinks.
Oh, come on! We have time! We have time!
No, we don't have time. And you've drank enough. So, go get that door.
Nah, fine.
And I will try to open the door.
All right. The door is locked.
Well,
There is no green button here.
All right, then.
I will roll to get on through. A 24.
The door opens to your magical touch.
Come on, door. Don't be like this. We got stuff to do.
As the door opens, a cloud of smoke breaks free, carrying the scent of burning. Burnt toast, burnt hair. You're not quite sure which, though the pools of blood on the floor indicate that it may be something much more ominous indeed. With sucking footsteps, you cross the threshold and hear skittering across the metal pipes overhead. A computer sits on a desk to your right, passports for travelers still jumbled in a tray marked to be processed. An office chair teeters beneath the desk, several of its wheels dissolved.
From a safe distance on the other side of this threshold, I would like to use my interface to start chatting with this computer to figure out what is up and how I can stop some of this. Where is the smoke? Why is smoke? Please no smoke.
Smoke is coming from something burning. Go ahead.
I am going to, since I've heard a lot of skittering above us, I'm gonna grab the artillery laser. We don't have time for this.
Okay. Are you shooting at the pipes overhead?
No, I'm just getting ready.
Okay. Okay. There is a steady clanking, but it does disappear down, crawling atop the pipes.
It likely knows we are here, or will shortly.
Yeah. Do you want me to cover this door? While you guys cover Kai doing the fixing?
Yeah, that works.
It's a good bottleneck. So how
That's
about
fair.
everyone goes in? I'm gonna step here, looking at the door, just in case.
Before Kai goes in, they will touch the ground, like 10 feet in front of Black Scale, and just cast a little adhere. Just so if anything steps there, they got to do that save.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to.
How
go
about
back
you
to
put
work.
it?
All right.
How about you put it in on the door,
So-
exactly on the door frame?
Right in the doorway.
Yeah.
All right. As you round the corner, another desk awaits, its keyboard covered in a mass of goo. You can see clearly through it that many of the keys have dissolved as tiny flashes from the exposed wiring light up the goo. Beyond that rests a baggage scanner, a pop-up box flashing yellow. Anomaly detected. Accept bag?
Decline.
Can I ask it to tell me what kind of anomaly?
The suitcase that was scanned contained 17 different elements, all with odd anomalies indicating some form of sentience that should not belong in pure elements.
Is there a name on this bag?
There is. The bag belonged to Levi Parson, which is the passport that was scanned at the time.
Please decline, Yardlin.
I'm pushing the button, I swear, it's just not working.
And I assume the goo that we're seeing is similar to the mercury that we've.
No, the goo that is on this keyboard is a almost see-through but black goo, as opposed to the majority of silver and blue that you have seen so far.
I really want to get another sample, but I don't know that I have another sample container. So Kai is going to be like,
But the electricity is also holding it at bay.
and looks at Lati.
You can use my Quattro Crazy can.
That will contaminate the sample.
Okay.
And I assume there's this closed door with the sparking behind it.
It is lightly open, but yes, it doesn't allow you to do doors ajar. It's either open or nothing.
Mm.
And yeah, there are large sparks coming through the doorway.
Can I...
Please do not go in yet.
I'm not.
Do not want you to get zapped.
So these look like... Is this the environmental control room, I assume?
This is the environmental control room, yes.
Can I attempt to run a diagnostic with my 30-foot range to try to identify and stop the sparking?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a computers or engineering check for me.
That is a 19.
A 19 is
computers.
exactly what you need to disable this generator. It does stop the sparking, and the entire space station goes onto emergency lights only.
Right. So Kai is then going to tap into the intercom.
Okay.
Attention. All organics aboard the space station. Please don environmental protections and turn them on if you are capable. Otherwise, find a space with maximum oxygen. We will be disabling life support temporarily. Thank you.
These temporarily
Negative
don't.
charisma modifier, y'all.
Yeah. I'm with it.
You hear the message go out throughout the ship. And how open is your holodeck connection?
I think so. I do think the reason Kai is doing this kind of step by step, right, is like there's other stuff they want to do, but they are trying to not. You don't trust public Wi-Fi. Like,
that's totally fair. In that case, can you make a will save for me, please?
That is a trap.
That's a 12.
Uh-huh.
You see flicker after flicker of message come in. Repeated pings, thousands in a second.
Just
As
possible.
Ignore.
Ignore all.
Always ignore.
The screen
Block.
Mute notifications.
The screen in front of your eyes flickers a bit before you hear a voice that says, "Isn't it time you remembered?" And that's where we'll pick up next week at 7:30 on Monday.
This is fine.
Thank you to everybody for coming out to join the fun. And we have enough time. So, starting left to right, Abby, who are you and where do we find you on the internet?
Hi, my name is Abby. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Abhorrent Abby, ABHORRENT ABBY. You can find me on Instagram at The Ruby Witch. And you can also find me on Start Playing Games if you want my professional GMing.
Awesome. And Cam?
Hi, I'm Cam. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me at Full Round Action Gaming on Twitch and Frag Witch on Twitter.
And Kay?
Hey all, I'm Kay Purcell. You can find me in chat and on the Twits, the Twitch at Chaotic Wholesome Presents. You can find me on the Twits at KDamnFear. And you can find me and Leslie every other Wednesday on the Emergency Power Podcast. Come by Tuesday for the Table Talk Show, where we're going to be learning about TTRPGs in India.
Nice.
Neat.
And Leslie?
I'm Leslie. You can find me. The links are in the Twitch chat for my personal stuff. Also, check out Twitter. For Emergency EWRPOD, where we are giving away trading cards for the Emergency Power Podcast. Here's the soul card. This is Kay's character.
Neat.
They are free. You just have to let us know you want some, and we will send you some. So hit us up.
I would like some, please and thank you.
I will do that.
I'm a trading card.
I can do that here, right?
Oh my god.
All right, and Najra.
Hey everyone, I'm Najra from Najra Creations. You can find me as Najra Creations in most social media. I'm a professional costume maker and a custom wedding gowns designer. So if you need anything, shoot me a message.
All right, and I am Matt. I have been your game master and torture device this evening. Appreciate everybody coming out to hang out. You can hang out with me and Cam more on Wednesday at Full Round Action Gaming, where I'm not currently in a state that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But that changes really quickly.
Mm.
It happens a lot. I'm on my second character. It'll be fine. I'll get there. And we are going to go and say hi to Christian, who is currently playing a Dungeons and Dragons Chronicles of Mystara, who some of you may know from our Death's Lost game. So, as always, thank you. I hope everybody has fun, and I hope you're ready for the revelations of next week.
I'm excited. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the game, Voice in the Sky.
You're welcome. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go report a